Just make sure the clicker works before you start.
So how many of you guys been to Disneyland? Everybody? Well, any of you that haven't, I'm sure many of you have heard of it. So everybody right now, just imagine a world without Disneyland, without actually Walt Disney. A world that has never been able to see and be a part of his magic. And what if one of his greatest creations never existed? Walt Disney transformed the entertainment industry into what we know and love today. He reinvented animation and found new ways to teach and inspire others. According to JustDisney.com, Disney's greatest dream of a clean and organized amusement park came true. When Disneyland opened in 1955, it was known as a fabulous $17 million Magic Kingdom. Walt said, "You can design and create and build the most wonderful place in the world, but it takes people to make that dream a reality." Over the years, Disneyland has entertained more than 200 million people, including presidents, kings, queens, and anyone royalty from all over the globe. Disneyland is considered by many the most happiest place on earth, and it wouldn't have existed without Walt Disney and his great imagination. First, we will discuss why we chose Walt Disney. Second, the significance of some of his speeches. Third, Disney's speaking styles and emotions in his achievements. And lastly, how Walt Disney inspired us. Now that I've introduced you to Walt Disney, our next superstar, Andrea, will tell you why we chose him.
Our team chose Walt Disney for our speaker because he was a visionary whose desire for greatness gave him a clever sense of what people wanted to see on the big screen. His determination and obsessive perfectionism led him to revolutionize the process of animation. Walt's optimism came from his unique ability to see the whole picture, and when he thought of a new idea, he would think of the entire process from beginning to end and then decide whether or not to make it a reality. According to JustDisney.com, his views and visions came from the fond memory of yesteryear and his persistence for the future. According to Russell Friedman, the author of 100 People Who Changed America, Walt Disney won more than 32 Academy Awards in his lifetime. Walt loved history, and as a result of this, he was able to give us technology in large amounts, not just by piece. He connected his love for history to his ongoing mission of making life more enjoyable and fun for all. Walt was our bridge from the past to the future. Among all his accomplishments, Walt was the proudest of Disneyland. Now, let's join our good friend Walt for the opening of Disneyland in Epcot.
So, what's the significance of Walt's speeches? Although Disney's way of speaking is more of a universal means of communication, we will relate both of his opening day speeches of both Disneyland and Epcot, because they were both joyous and inspirational days to remember. Disneyland's grand opening was inspirational for people of all ages. Disneyland officially opened on July 17, 1955. Many famous people attended the opening of the park, and Walt's historical opening day speech went as such. To all who have come to this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land. Here age relives fond memories of the past, and here youth may savor the challenge and the promise of the future. Disneyland is dedicated to the ideals, the dreams, and the hard facts that have created America, with the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to the entire world. Disney's speech was inspiring and somewhat dreamlike. He refers to the park as a happy place, and makes it seem as if all your worries will just disappear and everything will be all right once you're inside. All your frustrations will be gone, nothing to worry about. It is also somewhat of a persuasive speech because he makes everything about the park seem appealing, almost like anything and everything is possible. Disney was only the beginning. In 1955, Walt Disney turned his attention toward the problem of improving the quality of urban life in America. He personally directed the design of an experimental life in America, experimental prototype community of tomorrow, which he called Epcot. It was planned a living showcase for the creativity of the American industry. After more than 7 years of master planning and preparation, including 52 months of actual construction, the Epcot Center opened October 1st, 1982. Disney said this about Epcot: "I don't believe there's a challenge anywhere in the world that is more important to people everywhere than finding the solutions to the problems of our cities. But where do we begin? Well, we're convinced we must start with the public need, and the public need is not just for curing the old ills of old cities. We think the need is for starting from scratch on virgin land and building a community from scratch that will become a prototype for the future." Now, let us uncover our third main point. We will now show a clip from the original Disneyland dedication ceremony. While watching the video clip, listen and look carefully.
All who come to this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land. Here age relives fond memories of the past, and here youth may savor the challenge and promise of the future. Disneyland is dedicated to the ideals, the dreams, and the hard facts that have created America, with the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world. Thank you.
It's a lot different watching the original person do it. So, in the clip, did you notice that he made eye contact the entire time? He spoke loud and clearly with good punctuation. He was dressed professionally as well, which gave him a lot of credibility, other than the fact that he did create the park. But Walt might not have given a long-winded speeches, but he sure knew how to present them. Now that you know Walt's style of speaking, we can go into how he inspired us.
Walt Disney inspired me because I loved it how he was a grown man but had a child's imagination. I have been to 3 different Disneylands in the world, one here in California, one in France, and the other one in Florida, and I've loved all of them. The thing I love most about Disneyland is that sometimes when you're there you feel like you're in a different world, and I believe that's what Walt Disney wanted us to feel. I consider him as a memorable person because he made and he still makes people happy every single day.
As for me, I haven't been inspired by Walt Disney since I was a little girl. I lived